Chef Zach here, and we're going to learn about cooking steak today. All right, step one for the steak, these beautiful sandwich cut ribeyes I have sitting out here. We need to make a spice blend. Now I've got my bowl and a fork to whisk. We're just gonna start pouring everything in. Black pepper, garlic powder, cumin. You will notice with videos, Chef Zach really loves cumin. Some thyme, salt, which is extremely important in this process. I'll explain why here in just a moment. Some chili powder, some paprika, some onion powder, some rosemary. Everything else in front of me is gonna be for some tacos we're gonna make out of these steaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the fork as kind of like a small whisk. Blend it all together. All right, we're done with the fork. Now, with these steaks, I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit of olive oil on it. Let's go for each. And a big thing whenever you're doing this process so you don't cross-contaminate anything. Hand for meat, hand for not meat. So we're gonna rub these down a little bit. Get the olive oil on it, all aspects of it. All right, feeling good with the rub. Now with the non-meat hand, I'm gonna take my spice blend. And we're gonna start sprinkling it over. All right, there's plenty for that side. And we're gonna kind of rub it in a little bit. Then, go at it again. Now, what we're gonna do with these steaks, if you come in close, we're gonna let these rest for about 5 minutes. And you'll start to see some of these salt particles kind of melt away into the steak. And what that does is the salt helps pull all of this seasoning flavor into the steak itself, so you have a more flavorful steak throughout the entirety of it. So let's go and let this rest for about 5 minutes, and in the meantime, wash your hands. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. Now let's take a gander at these steaks. If you can still see, you can see some of the particles of salt still there a little bit, which is okay, but you can see how everything's kind of just melting into the steak itself. That's why it's important to let it rest. So now that I'm feeling comfortable with it, I'm gonna go ahead and take this all over to the skillet. All right, we got our lovely steaks over here. Let's go ahead and get the skillet rocking. I'm gonna pour a little bit of olive oil in it. Gonna kick this onto a medium heat. All right, now while this is heating up, I'll go ahead and talk about steaks with you for a little bit. So you can cook steaks to a variety of different temperatures ranging from rare to well done, starting like 145 all the way up to 165. Now for these, we're gonna cook it about well done, but we're gonna cook it a little bit lower and slower on temperature so all that juice remains in there. Now the magical thing that helps with that is salt helps retain juice inside the steak and let it rest with it. You'll discover Zach loves the science of salt. Tired of waiting on this? This skillet's ready. Let's cook some steak. Now, depending on the size of your pan, you don't have to do both at the same time, but Zach's got it. If you hear that subtle magical noise of sizzle, which is a beautiful sound that you want. I'm gonna go ahead and let that go in there. See that bubbling? That's a good sign. That's how you get a nice sear on the outside to help also lock in that juice. Juice is key. I don't know about you. I don't want to eat a really dry steak.
But Chef Delilah does.
Yeah, I like my steak well done.
Don't listen to her. She's wrong. Let's go ahead and take a peek. Not quite the sear I want. See how it's just slightly there? You want it to go a little bit longer. My flashback reel, the turkey sausage. You want a nice crust on there. All right, these look ready to flip to me. Go and take a little peek. I'll hold this bad boy up. This is kind of sear you want to start seeing. So we're gonna go ahead and give these a flip. Now with thicker steaks, you can go for a harder sear on it if you want, but these are so thin, you don't want to overcook it. We're gonna have dry meat. Go ahead, just come here. Everyone say hi to Chef Delilah.
Hi.
You want to make some tacos with me?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. We're going to get these steaks done. We'll be right back at you and show you how to do this in one moment.
Perfect.
All right. Feeling pretty comfortable with these steaks. Looking nice and good. Tongs are working. All right. We're going to grab our cutting board and bring it to our pan. Remember, not pan to cutting board to pan. With these nice, beautiful tongs. And slap them on here. We got our gorgeous steaks over here. We're gonna let it rest, kind of like what we did at the beginning of the process, because you want to let the enzymes in the steak, the fat, the salt, all the good juicy bits kind of do its thing and let the steak retain its juice and be that much more tasty. So we're gonna let this rest. In the meantime, on this next episode coming up, we're gonna start making all the stuff to fill tacos. Stay tuned.